Hello, hello, hello. How are we tonight? How was your Sunday? How was your weekend? I hope you've been chilling and having good days, having good nights, having good years. How have we been? How have we been? Can we tell that I am in a good mood? Because I'm in a good mood. I mean, it maybe is because of Saturday. Now I just gotta restart the editing process, though, which is gonna put me in a bad mood. But it's fine. Everything's fine. Very much. Good, 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 good. Oh, you sent me this whole ass jazz. Remember the propaganda poster that my friend wanted me to make for them? Yes. I forgot about it for a few days, but they remembered it the night before. Amazing. The voting began. Speed ran finishing it from sketch to fully rendered. Send it to me if you didn't already. I want to see it. Eepy? I feel that, gal. That's fair. That's fair. I feel like everybody who joins these streams is eepy unless you're in a different time zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're in Australia and it's like 9 a.m. for you. Like, I feel like you're gonna be tired, you know? Because normal people work normal jobs, do things during the day, and then they're like, all right, it's bedtime. But fair enough. We will give your little EP genes so that at least if you fall asleep with this playing. Saturday was awesome. I am so glad. Did y'all like it? And like, please do not, pander to me a little bit. I want to hear that people liked it, but like, I'm so glad. Yes, okay. Because I, am really proud of it, even for some of, the little nitpicky things. 9 a.m. and I'm still EP. Fair, gal, fair. I know that, there's some nitpicky things, right? Like the camera, the top camera. In episode 2, I just started editing it, yesterday. And, the monologues I give at the beginning, my camera's blurry and out of focus, because y'all know how much this one out of focus is. And these are the webcams that I use to film that show. So there are little bits and pieces, right? And sometimes neurodivergent brain is like, ugh, this is gonna suck. And everything about it sucks because of these little eensy-beensy things. And when it premiered on Saturday, you guys were so amazing in the chat. You guys were talking, you were having a good time, and I was so grateful. Hello, the Anarchristy. How are you? How are you? Welcome, fellow Candela Obscura person. Hello, how are you? Guys, the Anarchristy also runs a Candela game, which is super, super cool. Sent the poster. I will check at 7. I liked chatting with the players as well. Good, because, so I wasn't sure that any of our players were going to be able to join chat. Lo and behold, we had Molly the entire time, who was our Sully. And we had, Reese, who was our, Bodhi. He was in there for a bit, too. I direct, produce, play. No worries, Anarchristy, whatever you do. I feel like run is kind of the same thing, you know what I mean? I feel like run fits into there, but if you prefer those titles, we use those titles. Bitch is my favorite. I love bitch. I want to say, Molly naming the phenomenon bitch was all her. So all of the creatures that Ellie Mae, the Lightkeeper, you guys created. I have to say, one of my favorite parts that people I guess I don't advertise it well. Y'all know I'm not a marketer. I'm not very good at editing. I'm the entertainment for a reason. But one of the things that I need to get across better is that y'all created the show. You guys created the Lightkeeper. You guys created the NPCs. You guys created the creatures. All of it was you. There's improv in there and the plot, but, so much of it was you guys and community built. And I loved telling the players about Ellie Mae and just having all these creatures you guys made on her shoulders and on her walls. Amazing. My buddy Al is the forever GM. Oh, got you. Run on the grand scale. I just don't want the GM getting confused. Oh, the non-binary GM getting confused for the trans girl player. Oh, I got you. Okay. I got you. No worries. And I feel like sometimes with names, that might happen, right? So I totally got you. So you are the person who, you play in it. Are you a player in it? I know you direct and produce, like you said. When you say play, do you mean a player in the campaign? and then Al is the GM, because I followed y'all because I saw that you guys were running one, and I'm trying to listen. Low key, it's not low key. As the camera tries to focus on me. This is what we struggled with when I was recording our Candela, is it wouldn't fucking focus on me because I'm so pale white skeleton that it can't find me. I'm the circle medium. Yes. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna draw the mother. Gal, do it. Draw her. Do it. Draw, listen, if you draw any of Sully, well, you technically already did draw Sully's family, to be fair. You just didn't know you drew Sully's family. Yes, sorry. If I'm using things incorrectly, tell me. Which creatures that we made were there? You're saying if they were in there, I may or may not have been in out. 7, that's totally okay. So for our show on Saturday, you guys... Oh no, I think it's episode 2. There goes the joke now! No, what did I miss? What went over my head? What happened? Oh no. Oh, is it because you were, because I thought it was pronouns and you just were trying to fit it into your, oh no. Why? Gotta do it again. No, don't redeem it again, no. Oh my god, not again. Listen, it is so funny when I try to tell people, like, other people in my family who don't understand, like, live streaming and community, and they tried to be so supportive yesterday. We had a family watch. Womp womp indeed. You know how many fucking Gen Alphas put womp womp on my TikToks, and I'm like, yes, that is the point. Brain, where did it go? Oh my god, I had whole things that I was gonna say and it's gone. Anyways, we'll skip it. We'll just jump it. Cause it's Candela. I love Candela. Imagine having a brain, literally. Can't beat me. Literally Anar Christie. That is me being like... Brain? Family. Thank you. So we had like a baby watch party yesterday. So Molly, the reason why Molly was in our chat on Saturday when the episode premiered, one of our players, Molly, who plays Sully, she was having streaming it on YouTube, like watching the premiere with her parents. Guys, her father is so happy and loves what we did, what y'all did. Yeah, a family watch. Thank you, Theta. Thank you, Gal. Her father was so excited that he went to Facebook, like boomers do, and posted a whole ass post where he was like, my daughter and her friends are in this very cool show. Oh, so sweet. Oh my god. Hey, Theta, by the way, it's good to see you. Candela's super fun, holy hell. The DM and I play tested back when the kit first dropped, and it was day and night from then and out. Anar Christie, you guys are in it. You've been in it longer than I have. Maybe that spider's dead, y'all, because he's still there. Oh well, we'll ignore him. You guys have been in it longer than I have, because I have not been in it from like pre-testing kit drops, because people will find it hard to believe I was not like a Critical Role girly. I was not a Dimension 20 girly until Candela Obscura dropped. That is the first time I watched anything they did, and then I fell in love with the first episode of the first circle, and I was like, uh-oh. And then I fell into Darrington Press, and then I fell into more Candela, etc., etc., etc. So that's crazy. Anarchy, you've been here since you've been day dot, like way before day one. Good for you. Listen, if you have anything you want to share from like player to GM, or if your GM wants to share shit, yo, send it my way. Because our episodes was my first time technically game mastering, and I learned a lot. But there's always things that I want to take from like different people and what they enjoy. Especially with Sally's dad character. Is my neurodivergent brain gonna make y'all redeem there goes the joke 5 million times? What is that in reference to, gal? What is that in reference to? that in reference to? Oh, Sully. Do you mean Sully's dad? Oh, I got it. Yeah, so, okay, my goal. This is a really bad thing. When Molly's dad watched, yes, I got you, gal. So, it was so funny doing a whole parental thing with Molly, and then her parents watched it and loved it. She was like, I'm crying sitting here on the couch with my dad, even though I love my dad. You hurt me physically? So, this is a horrible thing to say, and it always reminds me of how in BDSM, the goal is never, ever, ever to make your partner say the safe word. That's a bad thing. That should not happen. I actively, now my players know this before they do it, my goal is to make my players not tap out, but like to cry. If they are not crying or screaming at my fucking table, we're not tragedying enough. We are not at Macbeth levels of horror and tragedy like Shakespeare, okay? So Molly cries in episode 3, and I was like, yes! But I almost got her in episode 1 with that dad scene. I almost got her because she was so upset. Oh my god. I made you sob. I'm so glad. I love Dropout. I've watched like 3 sessions of the D20 games. Bro, I wish. I gotta get into it. I really appreciate how free flow and improv heavy COs compared to, say, 5e. Yes, so Anna Christie, I like it, one, because it's horror. It is my only experience with TTRPGs. I have maybe 3 hours of a D&D session I joined once as a player. But otherwise, it's only for me, Candela, and I like it because it's horror, but exactly what you noted about improv, yeah, because I'm an entertainer, I am an improver. There is nothing I do that isn't, like, acting, and so for me, oh my god, this is my jam. I also have complicated feelings towards WOTC, but that's a different rant for a different day. Okay, I've seen this acronym before. Is that the company that runs D&D? Because I've been told that they do shitty things, which is why I'm trying to also support Daggerheart, because I know that a more fantasy, less terrifying adventure might be fun for some people. So I'd be down to try. And I've tried Daggerheart as a player back in the initial launch. So I think so. See, I don't do tragedy at the table. But, like, for whatever reason, the angst came out during CO. The Anarchisty, it draws it forward. It is a beautiful stage for you know what's funny? It is technically a horror Eldritch horror game. 99.9% of the stories I have seen or heard shown in Candela are tragedy. They are not horror. They might have a creature, they might be scary at some points, you might be fighting for your life, but the core of them is tragedy. And that has only fueled my fire because I'm a theater girl. I love pure, like, Shakespeare, not every Greek tragedy, but Greek tragedy where stepping in the door, there is no happy ending. That is the point. And I love it. Oh my god. Got news about my friend's D&D campaign. Gonna be waiting for them to finish their own campaign, and then they'll be doing a one-shot where I join. 7. That just gives you more time to build your original character. Build your OC. Make them the coolest fucking shit. Have 20 drawings of them. Get obsessed. I support you. I finished my D&D care. Yeah, show the class. Show the class, 7. Show the class. Right now, what class is it? I think you might have told us. But show the class. Put it in the Discord. Wizard of the Coast, Magic and D&D's parent company. Thank you. I'm curious about Daggerheart. I have so much to play. Al said, the DM, yes. Al said is super active in the New York City tabletop scene. So they're like, how about we try this? And 9 out of 10 times, they know what I want. What I usually want is lesbians, Twins Peak, or Soulsborne shit. Sometimes all 3. for the record, you're correct. You're correct. You're correct. All right? That's the only combination that ever needs to happen, Anarchisty, is just like lesbians, Twins Peak, Soulsborne. One of the three is fine. All of the three is great. I fully support you. If there are not lesbians in my game, my circle better be small as fuck, because there needs to be some lesbians in my game. Thank you very much. Also, tell Al I say hi. I love meeting new people. So hello to everyone for the group that you work with and you function. And that's fire that they're in the New York City tabletop scene. That is fire. I have tried, like, I'm not necessarily in a location. I technically can. It's hard to explain. But, like, I used to live in Philly. So I was very close to New York City, but I left Philly before I jumped into making my own TTRPG shows. Every part of me is like, and we've talked about it in chat, I really want to put these on stage. Candela in particular, because I adored Critical Role's live one-shot of Candela. And I think Candela and any more improv-based show would do excellent on stage. And coming from a theater background, like I went to school for acting, I would love to do that on stage. So one of our goals is to get it on stage in a theater for 2025. Yeah, the silver screen one shot. Yeah, one of our goals here in this community, fucking peak. Yes, it is. We want to run a Candela campaign on a literal theater. Now, whether it has to be where I'm currently at or I can get it closer down to Philly, I can't get it to New York because I don't think New York has theaters that I can foreseeably rent for not expensive prices. I don't know. I've never lived in New York City. Maybe you could tell me. But Philadelphia has theaters that specifically do like original independent work, and they're not that expensive. So if I can get it down to Philly and we can rent a theater, every bitch is coming. Like, Candela Obscura, tragedy, but there is a creature. Accurate, Theta. Accurate. Oh my god. Lesbians is 100% the reason why I got into Critical Role. Shout out to Bo Yasha. Accurate. Accurate. So I haven't watched any of their campaigns except they started dropping the abridged for campaign 3. And I really like the abridged format. That's why our show is pre-recorded and cut a lot faster, because I like that format. Just personally, I know a lot of people don't. So I'm watching their abridged of campaign 3, and I'm for the lesbians and the gays. I mean, I'm genderqueer, so I get it all. But like, it's great because I have lesbians and I'm a Dorim shipper with Dorian and Orem. So I'm just like, let my boys kiss, but also my women are kissing. Like, it's amazing. It's great. We're being fed. Yay, Philly. Shout out to Philly. We fucking love Philadelphia, all right? People would shoot me for saying that, but I don't care. I love Philadelphia. New York City stage scene is a lot. I have friends who have done off-Broadway, and it was a rough pre-COVID. I can't imagine what it's like now. Yeah. That's my thing is, like, So New York City is already expensive. Like, I didn't live there for a reason. I lived in Philly. But, and I don't mean this in a bad way, a lot of their theater takes themselves really seriously. And so the idea, as much as I really hate the idea that art in any capacity needs to be this closed off, like, oh, you can only come here if you're experienced and have big boy credits and, well, what Marvel movie were you? You know what I mean? I hate that shit. And Philly has a little bit of it for some of the larger stages, but Philly is really, like, open to being like, nah, fuck you. Put on whatever the shit you want. You want to put on Shakespeare in a graveyard in your underwear? Fucking do it. Like, they know your shit, you know? I've been doing Campaign 3 Abridged as well. My partner and I are solely in the Southern Gothic ship for Campaign 3. I support you. Becky, please, let me smooch. Literally, Gal. Me and Gal, every single Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday when I'm streaming, let me smooch. Gal's boyfriend, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday when we're streaming. Born and raised in New York City, it's hyper competitive. Okay. Been in New Jersey for 2.5. Love it. Hell yeah. Philly is the last affordable city on the East Coast. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I would have loved to stay there. I am just... It was a matter of I stay here and I work a full-time job and I hate my life, or I take the privilege that I've been given, I go back and get taken care of by my family, and I'm able to try and pursue this instead of working a full-time job. And I had to take that privilege. You know, people don't get that, so that's why I left. My boyfriend is chill. Good. So, okay, let me repeat, gal. Me and you are going, let me smooch. And your boyfriend is going, let them smooch. I love him. We'll be down in Philly for PAX Unplugged again this winter. I'm so hyped. Yo, let's go. Hello, Rebel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're chatting about TTRPGs, Candela Obscura, Critical Role, all that jazz. Hi, Ghosty. How are you? How are you? I'm doing well. How are you? Yeah, Anna Christie, I want so badly. So I didn't go to Gen Con, which I know there's a big deal right now of they're kind of doing, they're like, I don't know what the word is, and I don't want to say the incorrect word, but there's some sort of controversy that went down, regarding the current, like, war that's happening. So I know that, like, a lot of people are not going anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, I didn't go to Gen Con. But I know, like, PAX Unplugged and stuff, and a lot of places have tabletop things. And I'm like, now that I'm in this community, I really want to go to one of these big tabletop events and just meet more people. And, like, I really want to get involved. I have a goal. Y'all know this. I have a goal to be in every single Candela Obscura campaign to ever exist. Which is literally impossible, but I don't care. It is like my bucket list because I love this game so much. I fucking love it. But yeah, I want to be in all sorts of TTRPGs, but Candela has got a little sweet place in my heart. Or anything villain themed. Nobody wants to do villains. When we ever get into Daggerheart territory, when it's fully released, I am doing a villains campaign. Oh, I want so much angst and inter-party fighting, and I want people to fucking destroy each other. Oh. Anyway, sorry, I'm talking about all my shit now. They shall smooch. Boyfriend did the soup line in your workshop. Oh, I got you, gal. I got you, gal. I know he chill. It's all good. PAX Unplugged is like the fucking gayest con. I love it. Hell yeah. We love gay cons. So I go to anime conventions because I do voice acting workshops since I'm a voice actor, and I take this whole booth with me, and I do voice acting workshops with this booth. But anime conventions do have some tabletop, but it's not usually as, like, broad and encompassed. It's usually like, oh, we're the local library group who plays D&D, and I'm like, okay, cool, but I'm very intense. I'm very forceful, and so a lot of times I'm like, I don't know that I should play with these people. It's not gonna end well. Conventions remind me, they tease some stuff for Hazbin Hotel Season 2. I saw Baxter. Is Baxter a main character? Who the fuck is Baxter? Seven, you're gonna have to inform me. I don't know anything about the actual Hazbin Hotel lore, so you better start talking right now. The first year, Matt and Marisha were staying on the floor below me, so we ended up running into each other a lot. That's amazing. Oh my god. That's so sweet. Yo, I'm glad that they're nice people. Like, every time I realize, and every time there is a moment that someone who has a bit more status, we shall say, reminds us, and we get a nice happy moment that they are human and they are good people and they are nice people, is something I cherish. I'm in Twisted Fate's Candela Obscura campaign, and during our first live stream, our first episode, Spencer Stark stopped into our chat, watched the entire live stream, and was so nice to all of us, donated $100 to Wounded Warriors. Like, he was so sweet and kind and incredibly supportive, and those moments of these people who you enjoy the art they're putting out in the world, those moments where those artists are just genuine and beautiful, like, they warm my heart. Like, there's nothing better than that. I strive to be that kind of a person, the more I am in entertainment, genuinely. They're finally coming with a season 2. I remember Baxter. Ghosty7. Who is Baxter? What is okay, you're giving me paragraphs. I don't know who this is. Baxter's a character straight from before has been from Viv's old project Zoophobia. Was supposed to be a main character during the pilot, but was scrapped. Now he's going to be in season 2 to fill Pentius's plate. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm intrigued. I like that. I'm intrigued. I want to know more. I saw the clip and I was very confused because I was like, who? What? Are you? I love my anglerfish boy. God tier. I stopped anime cons years ago. I aged out of them a minute ago and mostly just do New York City Comic Con and a few PAX. ESR. I'm not sure what that means, but a few PAXs. I got you. Maybe unplugged. Yeah. Anna Christie, I totally get you. And that makes a lot of sense, right? I go because a lot of my community, Gal is one of them, I meet during my voice acting workshops, and I love them all very much. But I am someone who, the high, I love it. I'm someone who really likes to, I'm an entertainer. I have to be engaging with people. And I don't necessarily want to engage. I don't want to be one of those people that engages in a way that is negative. I want to be that person who is here to make you smile, to laugh, to support you in all sorts of ways. Now, it doesn't mean comedy all the time, right? Because I like horror shit, I like tragedy. But I'm someone who I'm like, I want to support you doing things and trying things and enjoying things. So I love going to anime cons and doing voice acting workshops. I would love to go to a tabletop one or something similar, like a video game one, like PAX Unplugged. I don't know if they would think I'm the right fit, but I would love to. I'm talking with one that I'm not allowed to name, that I am praying answers my email because I really want to go to them. And I think it'd be so much fun, but we'll see. And I really want to, now that we as a community are creating these tabletop shows, I really want y'all to bring, I want to GM sessions at conventions. Y'all tell me, I know Gal, we're ZenkaiCon people, so I'll use that as an example. Let's say I'm at ZenkaiCon or any convention near y'all. I would, of course, bring voice acting workshops, but would we be down to, join a game that I GM? Because I would love to do a one-shot with y'all. Because we've been running these shows and stuff, I would love to just be able to GM one-shots at, a PAX Unplugged or a Gen Con or something. Yes? Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm so glad. Oh, my God. And Anna or Christy, if we ever bump into each other, oh, my God, let me know. I'll tell you if I'm in New York City. I really want to see, you know what the reason I would be in New York City? So I love theater, right? I really want to see the D&D off-Broadway / Broadway show that's running. D&D 20-Sided Tavern, I think. I really want to see it. And I'll be straight up honest right now. I hope they never watch this. Oh, Lord help me if they ever see this. They're going to blacklist me, but I'm going to say it. I have emailed them several times being like, hey, do you guys do public auditions? Do you guys maybe have public casting calls? Hey, are you guys looking for, I know you guys are touring in 2025. Maybe casting calls? Can I audition? Not even a joke. I have heard of Dr. Stone, Ghosty. I've not seen it, but I've heard of it. It's on one of the big players, like Netflix or something. But yeah, I've straight up reached out. So if I get to go watch D&D 20-Sided Tavern, I'll hit you up, Anna Christie, and I'll be like, I am in New York City. It is time. And I'll use code, so it's horrible, and it sounds like we're planning some horrible shit, but in reality, it's just a D&D meetup, because they already think we're Satanists and shit. So that'd be God tier. God tier. I would love that. Oh my Lord. Woo! 84. Okay, that's not too hot. We're at a 10. 84's not too bad. Go ahead, 7. Go do whatever you gotta do. Get your shit done. Guys, we do have tasks for today. part of it is going to be, first of all, because I wanted to hear about all y'all's opinion on our episode, of course. But I'm also not here for this to be like an ego shit. Y'all know that. I don't do that kind of jazz. So what I actually want is I have gotten at least 2 of our cast members. I won't say who because I want questions for everyone. But I have gotten 2 of our cast members to agree to show up on our stream live for a cast Q&A after the 3rd episode is released. So there's going to be a live cast Q&A for our show. And the 3rd, I can give you guys the dates. It's not a secret. Y'all know the next one is August 10th, so it's every other week. Let me pull it out here so I got dates. So 10, 24. So we are looking at August 31st right now for a cast Q&A. So I've only seen the first hour or so of the show. No worries, Kingslayer. I'm not here to like do super big spoilers. There may be a spoiler or 2 in the chat because I'm going to ask y'all for questions. So totally up to you if you want a piece or something. But Kingslayer, I'll ask you from the first hour that you watched, do you have any like questions or things that you might have about the characters or for the actors who play the characters or questions about Candela, things that I can go and that we can ask them on the 31st. I have a list of a few just to give you guys ideas. So I have the very generalized ones, which are what was your inspiration for creating your character and how did you decide on certain things like their background or their personality, etc. I think that's a great question for anyone who's a player to answer. Did you discover, I saw this question from someone else's Q&A and I'm stealing it because I really like it. Did you discover anything about your character's personality while role-playing that you had not planned for beforehand? So is there anything that came out in the moment of the game where you were like, that isn't supposed to be a thing, but it's a thing now? Because I'm really intrigued with that idea. There's an episode of acclaimed British crime drama, Luther, wherein the killers are 2 young men who play legally distinct D&D and roll a die to decide who and how to kill. I'm gonna say it right now. If there's ever a real life murderer that is fucking D&D themed, it's me. Guys, it's me. Hide me from the police because I would do that shit. That's hysterical. Who am I gonna kill? Let me roll a 20-sided die and see who it's gonna be. Like, what the fuck? I realize my character likes to use brute force. Oh, for your own D&D campaign, Ghosty? That's cool. I love that. See, you find that out in the moment. D&D Saw, literally. No, you know what I would do? If we redid Saw and I got to be Jigsaw, I would make every room, like, fuck escape rooms. I would be, you must beat this 7-year-old child in a chess game. And if you don't win the chess game, you die. Like, and then the next room would be, you must play D&D, but you're not allowed to use spells. You have to play as a solely, like, physical combat class, and you must win the encounter without going down. Like, that would be my Jigsaw shit. That is the kind of stuff I would do. Oh my god. You can say a dark joke, Ghosty. I might not say it out loud, but you can say it if you want. I say some pretty bad shit. As long as it's not, like, racist or homophobic or anything, you're fine. For context, this aired in 2011. That's wild. That's wild, Theta. Were we still in Satanic Panic in 2011? I feel like that is so late to the game. Like, I feel like that is Stranger Things late to the game. You know what I mean? 2011? Really? I would expect that from, like, a 90s show or an 80s show. Not 2011, bro. That's crazy. Not 2011. That's wild. That's great, Ghosty. That's quality. Good joke. Good joke. Is it still counted as a family photo if an orphan takes a picture of himself? God tier. That's a great joke. That's a great one, Ghosty. I love that. I love that. I think that's fire. Jigsaw, I want to play a game. Let's play D&D without a combat. No. Jigsaw, D&D, but it's only shopping. You have to do a 6-hour D&D session where all you do is shop. I would explode. Oh my god, I would hate my life, bro. An orphan takes a picture of himself, what? 7. Ghosty's out here with some good-ass jokes, that's all I gotta say. Listen, I came from the generation of babies in the microwave and babies in the blender jokes. So, like, you won't offend me. There are some things that I'm like, ooh, let's not say that anymore. But, like, I think that's fine. Like, the shit that like, some of the baby in the microwave jokes, I still think are fine. Like, it's just kind of how it goes, you know? That's just a trip to Walmart. Accurate. Where you're, like, trying to bargain, but you can't because it's Walmart. D&D, but the players are NPCs. Oh, no. That's just constrained fantasy improv. You right. But you gotta do math, because you gotta make sure you can afford it all. Awful. If Jigsaw is a good DM, I don't care. Accurate. That's the truth. If Jigsaw is an actual good DM, Jigsaw, like, you sit down, he tells you, he's like, we're going to play a DM session, and you cannot go down in combat. Or no, he's like, any damage you take in combat, you take in real life. And if you die in combat, you die in real life. And it's all spooky and scary and horrific. And then he sits down at the table, and he, like, flaps out a piece of paper that is like, okay, now we're going to go through our consent checklist. Is there any topics that you don't want to do in this session today? I fucking love it. I love the idea that he's a fantastic DM, but he's just trying to kill you. Like, I love that so much. Oh my god. There's a place for single barons to go to, too. There you go, Ghosty. There you go. Yeah, that's hysterical. I love the idea that Jigsaw is a great GM. That's funny as shit. Oh my god. I love that. It's called The Bar? Nice, Ghosty. Nice. Joke's on hand. Let's go. Nice. Excellent. No, Ghosty, the place for single parents to go to is Out to Get Milk. Not the bar. I ordered some pizza. Let's go. Let's go, pizza. Let's go. What kind of pizza would you get on it? I want to know. Is it pepperoni? Is it cheese? Is it my kind of pizza, sausage? I like sausage pizza. Also, okay, let me do some more questions here. So, some other question ideas for asking our cast on the live Q&A. What was your favorite moment from the series that you were involved in, and one that you were not involved in? In what way did the series differ from your expectation of what it would be like? So those are the general questions that everybody can answer. And then I wrote one for each character. And then I figured if you guys think of any, I'll also put them on this list. And I'll put your name next to them so we can ask them during our live Q&A. That way, in case you don't remember or you can't attend the live Q&A, we can still ask. Italian sausage, the best kind. Pepperoni and jalapenos. Okay. All right. What is the beef with bitch? Oh, I'm putting that question down. Gal, would you like that to be a general question So, given to everybody, or do you want me to ask Sully's actor, Molly, in particular, what is her problem with bitch? Because I will absolutely write that down. We'll put it right here. We'll put gal in town. What is your beef with bitch? I love that. Bitch is incredible. Bitch is amazing. I came up with bitch on the spot, and that's why I wanted her to name him. Please understand, I very well may kill you, but I will not intentionally traumatize you. I love that, Theta. The next Resident Evil game is gonna be like that, I swear. Ask Molly, but before, ask the other players to guess. I love that. I love that. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's great. What were the players' favorite creatures? Ooh, 7, I like that. I like that, 7. Okay, let me put that down. Okay. What were your favorite creatures? I love that question. That's a great one. So some of the individual questions that I wrote for each player. So I wrote one for each player, just in case. The one I wrote for Billy is, how did Billy feel about... Oh, never mind. Thank God I censor myself and check. You guys can't know that yet. That hasn't happened yet. Never mind. Never mind. Can I say any of these? That's a great question. Nope, I absolutely cannot. Never mind. I wrote questions for episode 3. My tired brain forgot how to spell spaghetti. That's okay, Ghosty. That's okay. You can always say pasta. Spill the beans? No. Listen, normally I would always give you guys spoilers if you request them. You cannot know what happens in episode 3. Yeah. There's some big shit that goes down. Yeah. Ooh, thoughts on Ellie Mae? That is an excellent question. Oh, the funny part is you don't even know why that's an excellent question. But that's an excellent question. I'm putting that one down right now. Whoops. What should I draw? Draw Baxter. Draw the new dude for Hazbin Hotel. Go for it. Draw the Angler King. Thoughts on Ellie Mae? What are your opinions on Ellie Mae? Question mark. Gals doodling the mother? I love that. You're welcome, 7. Is there anything that you guys, like, and questions for the players, right, questions, whatever, is there anything for my folks who watched the first episode, anything you're curious about, or you want to know, right, or, because I'll answer as much as I can without spoiling. And for my folks who maybe didn't get to watch all of the first episode, that's okay. I can still answer a decent amount without spoiling the first episode for you. And a huge reminder to folks that if visuals aren't going to do it for you because there's not enough happening, or you don't like the glitching, or you don't like the out of focusing, you can listen and it will be a solid podcast. It is not a detriment listening to it, I promise. There's some artwork you won't get to see, but it is really good. Can you go over all the characters we know exist so far? Yes, I can. So, you have met 3 out of our 4 circle members. You have met Billy Blaine, the journalist. You have met Bodhi, the medium. And you have met Sully, our soldier who was traumatized in episode 1. So these 3 encompass the circle of the tipping hourglass. The things that you would have learned. There is a fourth. There is a fourth. You might have picked up. You might have just thought it was a thing because there's other, like, you know, bits and pieces that are odd about our show or went wrong. The fact that Molly is sitting by herself with an empty seat next to her is not something that was a mistake. Well, kind of. So our fourth player could not attend the first session. So he was supposed to be there for the first session, but he is there for episode 2 and 3. So there is a fourth member of the circle. So while we did intend for him to be there, it's not a mistake that you guys are seeing an empty seat. There will be someone filling that seat. So don't worry, it gets even juicier. It gets really cool. You're gonna meet the fourth player on August 10th. And I won't spoil who he is. Yeah, I won't spoil who he is because he's interesting. As for the first episode, for my folks who have not finished, yeah, these emojis with like cat faces, scared faces, that's correct. You better be prepared. Because it gets, it gets interesting. Very, very interesting, very, very fast. I already think episode 1, like, once you get to the second half of episode 1, I think that, like, whole ending is like, what the fuck? So for my folks who have not finished the episode, I'm gonna go through, as Gal asked, the people and a little bit of the plot that you learned in episode 1. So if you don't want any of that spoiled, feel free to put me on mute. Go play something else while you do it. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we learned in episode 1. So the characters. You meet Billy, you meet Sully, you meet Bodhi. You've met Ellie Mae, your light keeper. I hope you guys liked her little lemon socks. I remember us talking about her having lemons on her. So she's got little lemon socks. And I hope you guys, I'm pretty sure I did it in episode 1, where on the coffee table, there is a bowl of lemon candies and like a pitcher of lemonade. And there's so much in there. 7, and for everyone here, but 7 for you in particular, there is a certain, thing, is what I'll say, that you guys created that is showing up in episode 2. I'm pretty sure it's episode 2. Might be episode 3, but I'm pretty sure it's episode 2. So there are more things that you guys made that are going to show up. Episode 2 has more. Yup, literally like, it's coming. The can of serious string, unfortunately, I will spoil, it is not the can of serious string. Object or creature, if I may ask? I will answer. Creature. In episode 2 on August 10th, creature. One of the creatures you created as a community will be making an appearance. Then what's the point? I don't know. I hope it's the statue boys. I make no commentary on who it may be or what it may be. All I'm saying is a creature you guys created will show up in episode 2. I will also say, so some of the things we learned in episode 1, right? Those 3 are the current members of the circle. You learned, I'm sorry if I give you guys the middle finger while I'm doing this. I do that a lot on my left hand without realizing it because I don't have one on the right hand. So I'm so used to not having to worry about flicking people off that I will often just use my middle finger. Sorry, it happens. Take it. So not the perfectly normal coffee. Unfortunately, there is no perfectly normal coffee. There is a lot of perfectly normal water, though. And perfectly normal lemonade and perfectly normal lemon candies. There's a lot of perfectly normal stuff. There was a tiny hint to the idea of something being perfectly normal in the introduction with Bodhi. It was definitely like an homage versus something you guys made. When Bodhi is painting and the color on his paint keeps changing and then he rolls to see what's wrong with the painting, there's a moment when I go, it's just a painting. That's a little bit of like a hint to our, it's just coffee. I'm chilling. Good, Ghosty. I'm glad to hear it. Yep, it's just a painting. It's just coffee. So in that first episode, you learn that Bodhi has not worked with a circle in New Fair more than once. So this is the first time he is working with the same circle more than once. So that is something you learn in episode 1. It's just a theory, a D&D theory. I love this, you guys. Oh my god. Excellent. I am the new MatPat. I will have you know, when I was like, not fully growing up, because that makes me sound like I'm like 12. I was a little older than that. When MatPat was at like the height of his fame, a little bit before, because it was a little bit before FNAF, I loved this man because he was originally from he's originally from Ohio, went for the theater school to be a stage theater as an actor, is like there's a word for it. Can't remember what the word for it is. And then also was obsessed with a pop or a soda for y'all in wherever you're at, which was Diet Coke. And so when I was growing up, because I grew up in New Hampshire, but also in Ohio, a lot of different places, I was a kid from Ohio. And so I liked theater, and I wanted to go to school for acting, and I was obsessed with Diet Pepsi. So he, to me, as a kid, was like, he's me! He's me! I'm just like MatPat! So I love having D&D theories. That is hysterical to have in my chat, because I loved MatPat. Another from Ohio, how did you escape? You see, I would tell you how I escaped. But we are forbidden to speak those words. When you escape Ohio, you are not allowed to reveal the secrets. It's like when you leave a cult. You cannot then reveal the secrets of the cult. I cannot tell you how I escaped Ohio, or they'll find me. And I can't have that. I'm sorry, Ghosty. And that's just a theory, a world theory, literally. Oh my god. We are everywhere. Those of us who escaped the cult of Ohio are everywhere. But we'll never tell you how. You ever been to Catholic Family Land in Ohio? Is that a place? I don't think so. I went to Catholic school, but I don't think I was Catholic Family Land. No, I did not. Thank God. So, my family was Catholic, and I went to Catholic school, but I have always been this abrasive, and this loud, and this forceful from the day I was born. So by the time it was like the idea of we're gonna take you to like a Catholic amusement park, I was already vocally, as like an 8-year-old, being like, I'm not going to fucking church. I'm not going to a fucking... I was already that way. Obviously not swearing because Catholicism. But I was already like, at fucking 8 years old, going, priests should be allowed to be women and that's sexist. Like, loud inside of the middle of mass. So, I wore a lot of the family and the people around me down to where they were like, we're not even gonna force her to do anything. We're just gonna leave her alone. Like, so no, I did not have to go. Cries and Deacon's daughter. I'm so sorry, gal. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. I was a force to be reckoned with, and I always have been. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That sucks balls. It really does. If you cussed them out, you would have not been here. Accurate, Ghosty. I will say, so I was also a goody two-shoes. So I have always been like a rule follower, like a do a good person, really smart in school. So it was a weird amalgamation of, and Catholic school breeds this. I was abrasive and forceful and loud and stubborn. Very, very stubborn. But in a way that you could not punish. Like, if I was going to do something, it was going to be saying something that can't get me in trouble. Right? Like, theoretically, the whole thing where it's like, oh, well, priests should be allowed to be women, that's sexist. Yes, that could get you in trouble in a Catholic school or in a church. But it also can't. Because, thankfully, by the time I was in school, you were not allowed to hit kids. So, didn't have to worry about that. But, like, you couldn't send me to detention. You couldn't send me to the principal office. You couldn't yell at me or put me in a timeout or send me outside because the other kids that you were doing that with were throwing chairs and like breaking things and actual like bad behavior, and they didn't do well in class. They would fail papers and they'd lash out and they'd say slurs, right? So the problem was I was a really good student. And I followed all the rules. I just had opinions that were loud and that people didn't like. So they ran into this problem of, we can't put you with all these kids that we're disciplining because it looks really bad on us to put the straight A 4.0 GPA student who volunteers and is in fucking National Honor Society in detention. So, yeah, can confirm that Catholic school breeds that. Exactly, gal. I'm vibing to a song. Ooh, vibe, Ghosty. Jam to it. Own to it. Anti-establishment, but well-behaved. Yes, Theta. Yeah. Yeah, it's like knowing how to skirt the rules enough that you can't do anything about it type energy. Damn, I used to get all A's almost all the time. Yeah, Ghosty, and that's not to be like, right, like, school is dumb, school is stupid. It doesn't matter if you were failing all your classes. It is a stupid, stupid, stupid way, and it doesn't make you smart, and it's just because you failed classes does not mean you're dumb, etc., etc. I say that because the people who run schools that way think it looks good, right? So they like the people who do really well in this mold they've created because it enhances their beliefs and therefore enhances their craft, etc., etc. So it was really, really frustrating for them to have a, like, presumed gay person. I never said it, but literally everyone, including the teachers, believed I was, like, straight up lesbian and would actively, like, say it. So it was really frustrating them for having someone who was so vocal against Catholicism, active, like, supposed lesbian, who then also fulfilled everything they wanted a top student to do. So it was like this thing of like, ugh, we want you to be bad so that we can hate you like the rest of those kids. But we can't. And so it was great. It was fabulous. They were just lucky because I didn't do sports. So they were very lucky because they didn't have to promote me on things, right? Because I wasn't a football. You can't do football because that's for boys. But I wasn't like a volleyball player or a golf player or something like that they really promoted. I wasn't in band, right? So they didn't have to promote me, but they also couldn't do anything to me, which was fun. As a kid, I was told Catholic schools had better education. That's the lie. So that's the lie they tell people in order to get you to pay to go to Catholic school and in order for Catholicism to seem good and everything so that they can indoctrinate you into Catholicism. Now, I will say, private schools, not Catholic necessarily, private schools pay their teachers more, usually. Pay their full-time teachers more and or have more benefits if you are paying your employees more, your employees are going to care about what they do more, and therefore your students are going to have a better education. So there is correlation to the idea that private schools or college prep schools or Catholic schools have a better education. There is a reason that that was started. It's not just out of the blue. But the reason is not as simple as, well, they're like the good schools and the better schools and the best talent. No, it's money. The answer is always money. I used to go to a private Catholic school. Yeah, I went to Catholic school for almost 12 years. So all of high school and almost all of middle school, all of elementary, but not like beginner years. So, yeah, I went to Catholic school the whole time. And it was a small-ass school, both of them. I went to a college prep school. I think we were more education-focused than sports. Same goes to, yeah, it kind of also depends on where you are and who gives you the money, right? Because if you are in a predominantly, like, certain area where, like, the people giving you money are old white men who have young boys who they want to be masculine and go play football and be really good at sports, you're gonna have a really good sports team because the people funding you want the sports. So it just kind of depends on who's funding you more than anything else. And that kind of jazz. It's wild. I know we've gotten on a topic with, like, private school and Catholic school and all that jazz, so I apologize to everybody who doesn't give a shit. This is what happens when you get me talking. Oh. And I know, it's so funny, because I know when I say things like that, because we'll make it, chat. One day we'll be as big as Sea-Dog VA and Hasanabi. And when we're there, I can't wait for the fucking posts that come out on Twitter that are like, I went to school with this bitch. I can't believe she tries to claim that she was, like, so smart and high profile in school. She was an asshole and, like, an outcast. And I'm gonna be like, yes. Yes, I was. I can't wait. I can't wait for those clips because they're gonna be my favorite thing to retweet. Like, oh. God tier shit. I love school. I'm kidding. I hated school and I still do. But nonetheless. Okay, so. Continuing the recap for our episode 1. So you met those 3. We met Ellie Mae, which we love very much. 2 things that occurred that aren't going to show up in future games because my players, and to be fair, myself, entirely forgot that they had them, are Barley, our little fish guy phenomena, and the like Men in Black mind eraser. We totally forgot that they had them, so they don't come back up. Sorry, sorry. The story of episode 1 is there is a girl of a wealthy landowner family out in the countryside who people believe has gone missing, but everybody who knows her thinks she's fine. They just can't place her anywhere. And so Candel is concerned. They're like, hey, go check it out. Find the girl. Capture, kill the phenomena. Neuralizer? Yeah, Theta, that thing. Yeah, they had one of those in episode 1, and they completely forgot to use it. To be fair, is it episode 2 or is it episode 3? Episode 2, you will find out they didn't need it. That's what I'll say. I love being cryptic. That's all I can say about that. But, so, they go out to Tottergrass, the countryside, to investigate this case. Ellie Mae has essentially told Sully that, hey, you grew up in Tottergrass. And Tottergrass is a small farm town. Have fun! So they go. This girl's name is Dorothy Hardgrove. Yes, I know that's Umbrella Academy. I don't know why I picked that name. Probably because I had seen something Umbrella Academy related and it stuck in my head. Sorry. They go to her house. They talk to her mother. Her mother is essentially like, yeah, Dorothy's great. Dorothy's at school or somewhere, whatever. Everything's fine. They go into Dorothy's room to look for shit. And they find a diary in the room. They leave the house. They open the diary. They read through the diary. The diary entry essentially mentions going to hang out with a couple of different friends. How Dorothy feels like she always has to be perfect, and her parents are always watching her, and she just wants to be forgotten. And it is revealed that one of the names in the booklet, again, spoilers, if you haven't seen episode 1 yet, fair warning right now, spoilers. It is revealed in the diary, one of the names is the nickname of one of Sully's sisters. So, the group goes to the O'Sullivan house, which is where Sully gets her name. They knock on the door. Gal is drawing the mother right now, but you meet Sully's family. You meet her mother, you meet her oldest sister, her middle sister, and the youngest sister, Elle, or Eloise, who was mentioned in the diary, and you meet her father. Some very emotional, some very emotional, sad moments happen between her and different members of the family. Oh, you're not drawing that, the mother? Oh, okay, no worries, gal, no wow. I misheard? No, it's okay, that's okay, it's no worries. That is okay. So you go and you meet Sully's family. There's a bunch of good role play, some juicy, beautiful, emotional role play if you like that kind of thing. Oh my god, we laid it on thick. I can. Don't worry about it, gal. You don't need to. You are not required to draw things like that. The episode's over, you're good. It's totally fine. Guys, Gal actually drew Ellie Mae. I don't know if you put that in the Discord, but her Ellie Mae looks amazing. And there's various fluids all over Ellie Mae's apron. Oh my god, they're multiple colors. Oh, it looks so good. I wish I hadn't finished editing the episode or I would have put it in there. But it looks so good. I loved it. Ellie Mae looks fire. But you go, there's emotional trauma and roleplay that happens at Sully's house. You go up and you talk to Eloise. It is in the Discord. Good. Everyone go look at it. You go up and you talk. They go up to talk to Eloise. Eloise is essentially like, yeah, I know who Dorothy is. Yeah, we're best friends. Yes, I went to the party. No, I don't remember much about what happened at the party. No, I don't remember where it is. Eloise shares that she has a sketchbook. The sketchbook has a drawing of a riverside with a campfire and a tree, which is the presumed party location. A few drawings of the rest of the sisters in the family. All of these drawings provided to us by Gal, by the way. She drew everything. Incredible. And then the last drawing of a young girl who is horrific. The whole thing is bloody and scratched out and like dug out the face, and you can't see it, and it's covered in black. And it is a very horrific drawing. They see it. Eloise does not remember who it is, doesn't remember drawing it, cannot see the horror that is happening on this face. She just sees a pretty girl. I'm back with my pizza. Hello, Seben. We are recapping the first episode from Saturday so that y'all know and you're prepared. Because I did not do recaps during the actual episodes for 2 and 3. So I'm recapping now. And also, enjoy your pizza. So you get a horrific sketch drawing of this bloodied, a blacked out, scratched up, unrecognizable face. And Bodhi looks at it, takes bleed from it, and recognizes the bleed. So he runs out of the house. There's more emotional moments with Sully and her sister. They go to check on Bodhi. Bodhi very vaguely and cryptically, which I'm excited that it's not all revealed in episode 1. You guys are going to have to wait to see. Very cryptically says, Candela did not tell us everything. We are dealing with something much more serious than we thought before. Of course, Sully and Billy are like, bro, what does that mean? And Bodhi's like, I'm not gonna say, I'm not saying anything, absolutely not, I'm not telling you. And everybody's like, okay. And so they go, Sully has emotional moments with her father. They go to the location, drawn on, I'm gonna swear to God, I have to blow my nose, it's irritating me. Okay. Little things irritate me. Okay. So, they go to the location, the sketch, in the sketchbook, and they see, it's pretty dark out, but there's a clearing. They see a flickering lantern hanging on a branch. Bodhi stays back and senses that there is some sort of phenomena that is aggressive in this area watching them. The other two light the campfire with their torch and then proceed to see drag marks from the campfire to the tree with the lantern above it. They go to the tree with the lantern, put their torch to see what's there, and super big spoiler, they see the SpongeBob Chocolate Lady version of Dorothy that is grotesque and barely has skin, doesn't have teeth or a jaw, the eye sockets are sunken in, is like bone protruding, and is just a spine with a head. And it is like crying and making like really noises underneath this flickering light. Chocolate! That literally, it's not a joke. That's how we described her. When they came back for session 2 and they were explaining it to our 4th player what happened, they went, so basically, we found the chocolate lady from SpongeBob. And I was like, ooh, you're right. I did do that, huh? I accidentally made her the chocolate lady from SpongeBob. Whoops. Come on, you lazy Mary. Exactly, Theta. Exactly what happened. I accidentally made her the chocolate lady. But you know, it was horrific in the moment. And so at that moment, because of kind of how low they rolled, the creature, the phenomena that Bodhi sensed was watching them, strikes Billy and Sully. Sully takes a scar and is knocked unconscious. Billy runs to protect Sully with the torch, because Bodhi had told them, hey, stay in the light. Because whatever this is, it does not want light. It doesn't like light. They see this phenomena clawing at the flickering light that's floating above Dorothy. Bodhi, somehow, some way, some shape, some form, speaks with, makes a connection with this creature, and asks if he lets the creature kill Dorothy, will the creature let them go? I want to be very clear, that moment, if you watch it or you rewatch it, if you watch my face in that moment, you can see me go, because I did not think ever in a million years they would choose to let her die. I did not think that creature, this is what I'll say, I did not think whatever that phenomenon was going to live, let alone execute its goal of killing Dorothy. So there's a whole moment when he says that to me, and I was like, oh, okay, oh, all right. And I loved every second of it. I love the images of their characters being out of character, just explaining to the new player like they're talking about something unserious. It's so true. It's really funny. I have it on the, I think I have it on the behind the scenes. I would love to make a behind the scenes video, but it's so much like editing and stuff. But it's so funny to watch them talk about it. It's hysterical. I mean, if Dorothy's nickname was the chocolate lady from SpongeBob, I don't think there's much to save. 7, that is word for word what Reese said, the player who portrays Bodhi. When we were done with the session, everybody was like, we did not expect you to do that. And he literally was like, there was nothing left to save. Like, that is, you have brilliant thinking. Because as a GM, I love that that was not my thought process. I love that I assumed that these people would be the stereotypical lawful good paladin heroes, and they weren't. I love that that happened. And I love when people have these different ideas and they throw them at me. It is my favorite thing on the planet. Because I try to prepare for a lot. And that I was not prepared for. I had to go back and change a bit of session 2. Because I was not prepared for that. But it was great. Session 3 got completely rewritten. Wait until you guys see episode 3. That whole shit was rewritten. Woo! But, yeah, so, yeah, it's crazy. But so that's what happens. Bodhi asks if the monster gets killed, Dorothy, will his friends be let go? The monster, in a weird, non-speaking way, says yes. Bodhi takes a rock, breaks the lantern, which gets rid of the light. There is a horrifying wail and, like, bone-crushing sound. And the creature's gone. And Dorothy's gone. Sully comes to. Both Sully and Billy are like, yo, what the fuck? We were supposed to save Dorothy. That was priority number 1. Bodhi is like, there was nothing left to save. And all 3 of them are like, we need to go talk to Ellie Mae. Because Ellie Mae said that Candela said that this was not this serious. And that nobody was involved. Meanwhile, 2 of our circle members are involved. During that whole moment, when they're trying to figure out what this monster is, what is happening, Billy takes a photo. And she wanted a Polaroid camera, so I gave it to her. She takes a photo of the tree with the lantern. Right before the episode ends, she shakes out the Polaroid. It is a picture of someone called James. That is all you get to know. The same way, if you watch or if you listen, when I talk to Sully, you will hear me saying him, he, and I do not give you a name. You won't get a name until it's time. You don't know who James is until it's time. Or how Bodhi, I was like, you have felt this? This is the creature you're thinking of? You don't know what creature he's thinking of and what does he actually know until it's time. I'm sorry that sounds horrifying, but all I could think of was the Lethal Company Bracken. That's okay, 7. It is okay. It does not have to be horrifying 24/7. Prepare for trouble and make it double. Jesse and James. It's so true, though. One of the things that I really have felt, and I knew a little bit of, but I'm surprised like how much I really like this, because there are things I learned about GMing that I'm going to try and implement for new things that I want to change. But one of the things that I personally like, and I did a lot in my GMing that I did not realize I was going to do so much of, but I'm glad I did. I like when you and the player speak in terms of you both knowing what is going on, and you're not over-explaining for the audience or for the rest of the players at the table. So, for example, if you guys have ever... Something I really, really hate in dialogue and how they write dialogue for a lot of movies, but especially like modern day like teen movies. Oh, I hate this. They write dialogue where you say another person's name that you are close to. Like, they'll be like, my best friend Brittany, how are you? I'm like, who the fuck calls their best friend or their partner or their like close person by their name? You are doing that so that the audience knows who you're talking about. I hate writing like that. It drives me crazy. Because I'm like, if I have a partner, I ain't going, my partner, James, who I've been with for 6 years, right? No, because you and I both know who you are. I don't need to give you exposition that you already know. That, I hate writing like that. And it drives me crazy. So one of the things that I do when I GM and that I really like in other people's campaigns is when they talk in like a colloquial is not quite the word, a cordial. They talk in an intimate way, you and the player. I'm not saying who he is for Sully, because Sully knows who I'm talking about. I'm not talking to the audience. I'm not talking to the rest of the players at the table, who have no idea, by the way. I will let you know right now, the players don't know each other's backstories. They knew little bits and pieces. They didn't know what me and the players had developed. So, I didn't say his name because I'm not talking to the rest of the table. I'm not talking to the audience. I'm talking to Sully. Sully already knows. I don't need to say his name. And that's why that's why I didn't explain who James is. Billy knows who I'm talking about. I don't need to explain it. Like, it's, I don't know. There's something about that I actually like. Because even as somebody personally, I can't follow plot to save my life. And so it's kind of weird coming from a place of like, I can't follow plot. I need a lot of things explained to me. Like, I gotta go read a wiki on basic shit to understand things. The lore. Literally the lore. But, like, something that happens a lot, like, for example, I was watching, Critical Role's Calamity, not Downfall, but the one before it, and a lot of the conversation was, like, using names or terminology and then sort of explaining what that person does or what that thing does after the sentence so that everybody could write it down and so that the audience would know. That is not bad. That is a good thing, and that's totally fine. I need things like that because I have no idea what we're talking about, even if we're supposed to know it. But there is something that I just really love about being a viewer and not being told. Like, being a straight up viewer versus someone who's like, well, this is for me. It needs to be given to me. No, I'm a voyeur. I'm six fucking, what are they called? I'm 6 bleachers up in the nosebleeds. Good night, Anna Christie. Have a good night. Feel free to stop by anytime or hit me up or whatever. And have fun with your Candela stuff too and the games you guys play. Guys, they play TTRPGs over there too, so feel free to follow them. Thanks for saying, by the way. I appreciate you. There is something about not being allowed in to what's happening that I really enjoy. And I will say, I do think there's a difference between explaining something or being clear about something that everybody should know, right? So for like the Calamity thing, there's a difference between them being like, oh, such and such, you would know, deals with the magic of this certain political force. If the whole table would know that that character does that, then yes, explain it. Be clear about it, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when it's like a personal thing that nobody else gets to just have. You don't get the context. Like, I really, really like those moments, and so I try to throw them in as much as possible. They make me so happy. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just really like them. So there's a lot of that. I will say, episode 2 is, there's not nearly as much, like, horror, which, again, you guys heard me. I want to throw in so much more horror. Oh my god, I want it to be disgusting. I want it to be awful. Ugh, I did not go hard enough. None of them were dead by the end of the campaign. I'm mad about it. I guess that's technically a spoiler, but like, oh well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so mad about it. Ugh, I wanted it. I wanted every single one to be dead. Oh, speaking of going harder for our next campaign, I have been having possible players highlight things that they are excited about for a possibility to be our themes from our list that we made on a live stream. All the themes and horrific things that we talked about. And I will say, so everybody's been kind of different, everybody that I've asked on what they actually like and want to deal with. I will say, every possible player that I've talked to has thought that a deep sea ocean theme would be cool. And I'm a little pissy about it. I know. I'm a little miffed about it because you guys want it so badly. And I know you guys really, really want the deep sea ocean, and I support you. And if that is what you want, I will suck it up. You just gotta understand how much research. What's wrong with the ocean? I know nothing about the ocean. Nothing. I am going to have to do like a full-on weekend of immersion where all I'm doing is listening to like fucking horror stories about the ocean while reading documentation on sea creatures and Bermuda Triangle research. We can be your research team. You better hold on to that. Because I'm not joking. I'm gonna need you to. Because I know nothing. Because the ocean and the idea... So the ocean for me is the same as space. It's not just, oh, I'm not afraid of that. It's, I actively do not care. So, I'm gonna need y'all's help and y'all's input for this deep sea ideology because I genuinely have no idea. I will say, I went back when you guys were so excited about the deep ocean idea. The players are really excited about that idea. There is some, how do I put this? Aspects in the official Candela Obscura lore book that deal with the ocean and deep sea. So, I actually do have kind of a concept on, like, what the plot could be. I will just need your help with how to make it scary. Like, I'm gonna need help on creatures. I'm gonna need help on atmosphere. Like, what sounds should I be talking about? Like, drowning will have to be an aspect. Like, all of these kind. Use Seven's creature? Oh, I fucking will. Oh, if we do deep sea, I'm gonna be using Seven's creature. There's no way that creature's not happening. Like, I love a moment Brennan mentioned from one of the session zeros for Calamity, where he said, I'm going to give you some examples of things. Maybe there's a Magister who hasn't shown up in a while. Maybe he's a Lich, and I'm not telling anybody. Yeah, Theta, I think session zeros are not just a place to make sure everybody's on the same page, like emotional and consent-wise. I like session zeros as a place to give everybody context. Like, I think it's a really good moment to say, hey, might not give you spoilers, obviously, because you want to be surprised at the table, but I'm gonna give you shit right here, right now, that you need to know. Because as a player, I really hate not understanding the plot or not getting a hint. It really makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't understand what you're trying to put down. Like, oh, that's really... So I do that a lot in session zero. Scary, look up Subnautica. Isn't that a game? I've heard of it, but, like, it does not faze me. Like, I don't think y'all understand... Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen some clips from it. It doesn't seem like a horror to me. So, like... to the point where if we do this, you guys are going to have to very clearly be like, this one, this is the sound, this is the thing that, this is the sound that makes this creature scary, this is the teeth are what make this creature scary. The concept of, like, pressurized death is scary. You're going to have to be very specific. Subnautica is spooky. Look up the sounds for reference. Okay. This requires a Saturday Discord art playdate. Honestly, yeah, our activity stream on Saturday might just be you guys trying to show me spooky sea things. Because I'm kind of going to be talking out my ass. And I want to make sure that if I'm talking out my ass, it's at least some good shit. Yeah, because, like, I don't know, man. Because to me, like, octopuses and eels and things that look like alien isolation territory are cool. Like, slugs, like, that shit's cool to me. So, I don't know. The cast got together and decided all the nasty things they were getting up to. Yeah, Theta, that's why I'm really enjoying the original Calamity with Brennan and that cast, because they all are pre-connected. Like, they all decided, okay, these two people are working on something that these four don't know, but these two know something that these two don't know. And I really, really like how that's going out. And I think I'm gonna enforce more of that into our show now that we are choosing a theme and a category before the players create their characters. I'm specifically gonna be like, hey, y'all need to tie into each other. You need to be siblings or family or ex-partners, right? Or best friends or, you know, like, whatever it is. I don't care, but you need to, like, be really tied to each other. Because one of the things that I think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong when the episodes come out, one of the things I think that I also want to push for on the player side, there's a lot that I need to do, but on the player side, there needs to be more role play between the players, not just between me and the players. There's a lot in these episodes of me and the players. They really opened themselves up to me, which is amazing, and we had emotional moments. There's not a lot going across the table, and I want more of that. So I'm going to make them tie each other together. Not literally. Unless they wanna. Fun fact, did you know dolphins will purposefully make pufferfish release controlled amount of toxins to get high? Dolphins are assholes. Seven, I've heard that before, and I know that dolphins are assholes, gal, because I knew, like, I was not on the news, but I was hearing about the news about how dolphins gang rape each other and shit, like, from day one. Dolphins are awful. But dolphins aren't scary. You know what I mean? Dolphins are just awful. Like, I think whales could be cool. Whales could be scary. Whales might be scary. Like, what if all their teeth, you know how whales have almost like their brushes? Like their teeth are a toothbrush style of bristles? What if when you get up real close to the bristles of the teeth of a whale creature, they're fingers instead of like bristles, and all the fingers are like curling around the things as they go through the mouth? That would be cool. I'll put that into our creatures. I got the file up. Let's see. Whale like teeth, but they're tiny fingers. Sam barges in and declares he wants to be divorced and asking who wants to be his ex. I did not know that, Theta. I did not know that, but I love that. That's God tier. That is God tier. Baleen, is that a creature? I do not know that one. Oh, a baleen whale. Interesting. Cool. See, I don't know these things. A whale's mouth opening like the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Oh, where there's multiple mouths inside? That's the Demogorgon, right? Where there's multiple mouths. Demogorgon. Images. Oh, no, it's the flower one. Where it opens into like a flower shape, and then there's a bunch of little teeth, and then there's a center mouth hole. Okay, I'll write that down. They're tiny fingers, and mouth opens like flower Demogorgon mouth. Got it. Okay. I've written it down. I got you. We got Seven's creature. So, here's the thing from the lore book. It's very, very basic. It's not really plot. It's more basic. So, there is in the history of Candela, of New Fair, when Old Fair, which is the time that was actively using magic, people were using it every day, they used it to an extreme limit and essentially caused a big rift, which split the city, caused it to collapse, and went through the ocean and split a chasm in the center of the ocean. And the chasm never came back. So it looks like two waterfalls that go into nowhere. And there's like a hole. There's a hole in the center of the ocean. But it's a line. So it's a line, and then there's just like big, deep, thousands of miles long hole. There is a lighthouse. And lighthouses in Candela are the contraptions that keep the magical plane from entering our plane. They're specifically kind of like a big door with a lock on it. There is a lighthouse in the center, upside down, of this giant, endless hole, crack in the ocean. That is in the actual lore of the Candela universe. My thought process is, if we're going to do deep sea or ocean, what if our circle is the group that defends that lighthouse from all of the phenomena that is in the ocean, or trying to pass through the lighthouse, or trying to break open the lighthouse. What if our circle is that group? So they're a little bit, because this first circle, right, you guys will notice they're not really combat people. Sully's a soldier, sure, but they're not really like, we're out there dealing with monsters. I think it'd be a good change of pace if our next circle is like, every single one of us is hardened and we fight fucking crazy ass creatures every day. And like, what are the crazy things we see in the water, right? They're kind of like warriors or like defenders. I think that'd be really cool. The Lightkeeper is named Angie for an anglerfish. Wait, I actually really like that. Lightkeeper, Angie for anglerfish. You know what's funny? If y'all remember Seven's creature, we made a joke that the Lightkeeper is the lure for the creature that tries to consume them. So that's funny to have an anglerfish be the name inspiration for the lure Lightkeeper. I love that. Better be high pay? Oh yeah. Well, and what's interesting too is usually members of a circle in Candela, kind of like this first one, but not really, because we had 2 members that weren't. Usually they have day jobs. They don't just work and live with Candela. They do normal everyday things, and then Candela pays them to like, hey, come do this gig for us. So it'd be interesting to have a circle that doesn't do day jobs. Hell, I would be interested if this circle has not been on land for years. Kind of like, because for me, the ocean and space are on the same plane. They're on the same wavelength. They are the same thing. So, you know how astronauts, like, go up and don't come back to the Earth for years? I think right now there's 2 astronauts literally stuck on the space station, and we have no way of getting them down. I'm pretty sure that's current news. It would be that concept of you leave for years to go to this lighthouse and be its defense team. And that now creates a cool atmosphere of like, what did these players leave behind? Did they leave behind children? Did they leave behind family? Did they promise their 6-year-old son that they would make it home alive? In, soon? You'll see me again. Don't worry, it'll be soon. 10 years later, they may or may not make it back. Can they even get letters down here in the middle of the fucking ocean? There's no such thing as telephones. There's no such thing as messaging, like sending spells like D&D. Are they isolated down here? Like, or give it to me, gal. Like, what's that movie where some dude wakes up, but when everybody got isolated in space and they were supposed to be asleep in sleep pods for like centuries, and one dude accidentally gets awakened, so he awakens another woman, and they can't get back, like, and they're alive, but they're alive centuries early and isolated and alone. Like, what is that like? Being isolated and alone with the same people. Like, that's crazy to me. Oh, what if their goal is to get to the surface? Ooh. Okay, I'll write that down. Is their goal to get to the surface? That's interesting, gal. As if, because depending on how long they've been down there, right? maybe it's like there's another movie that does it too, and I don't remember. You have like fake bodies on Earth, but you're actually up in space, like consciously or something, and then one dude ends up like stealing the other guy's body, something like that. But what if you are sent on a mission, you think everything's gonna be fine, but you lose communication with like the outside world, and they were supposed to bring you back. You were supposed to come back with knowledge, with experience, with anything. And so now you're like, there must be something seriously wrong. We have to figure out how to get back, and we don't know what we're gonna find up there. That would be cool. I mean, technically that kind of happens with people who sail overseas on fishing boats. There was one big situation I remember, but IDK if I should tell it since I think it was real. You can tell it. I'm less concerned with like, hey, let's not talk about those things, and more, I don't necessarily want to bring current tragedy into the show, so you can tell me it. I just won't use it as like a plot line. I think that's okay. But yeah, that, you got a point, right? Like when ships go missing and planes go missing. Yeah, you're okay. And Angie keeps giving them tasks to prevent them from getting to the surface. Ooh, okay. Maybe Angie keeps giving them tasks to prevent them from getting to the surface. Oh, did y'all see the Fallout show? Have y'all played Fallout? I haven't played Fallout, but I saw the show. It's really good. The idea of like, you think you're talking with a real person who's communicating from like the outside world, but maybe it's actually like a pre-recorded message, or maybe it's an AI, or maybe it's a hologram. Like, what if it's, because if she's gonna end up being the lure, maybe they've never even like, maybe they met her once when they originally started this grand endeavor that was amazing, but then she went back to be like their communicator, and she tells them everything is fine, and you know, just do this or just do that, and they think she's like real. Or they think they met her. Yeah, gal, exactly. Maybe they think they met her, and in reality, she's just like a voice from the other side. Like, you know how there's games where someone like calls, like you're in like a horror scenario and you get like a call on like a walkie-talkie and they're giving you certain things, but you as the player are like, I don't know if I trust this bitch. I don't know if they're helping us on the other end here. I don't know how much I should tell you. And the plot thickens. Yes, exactly. Like, and how much should they trust her, etc. Ooh, I love that. That's pretty cool. Apparently, there was an octopus fishing boat that was supposed to set sail for like 6 months to a year. I forgot which one. But they came back a handful of months early, only for over half the crew to be missing. Ooh, that's scary. I love that. I mean, that sucks for the actual people. But that gives me like, what is it? Like the Jericho village or something? Like old early America where they made like a whole town and then the town vanishes. That gives me that energy. Supposedly the crew that went missing was killed by other crew members. Oh, wait. Isn't there a Dark Pictures anthology? The title is Bait and Switch. Isn't there hold on. Is there not a Dark Pictures anthology where like they all are in, whether it's underwater, right? And they start turning on each other because they're seeing hallucinations of each other. And so they're fighting these hallucinations. What if we go that route? Hold on, I'm going to try and find it. We obviously can't copy them. But it was one of their first ones Because, yeah, Roanoke's the village, I think, that disappeared. It was one of the first games that was, like, Until Dawn because people really didn't like it because it wasn't very good. And I'll be honest, it wasn't very good. Man of Medan. Okay. Man of Medan. So we wouldn't want to steal the plot, but, like, that could be an inspiration of, like, they start turning on each other. Because maybe Angie is, like, creating something that makes them think that voices are being said or stuff like that. Let's see. Yeah, 4 college students and the captain of the boat, the Duke of Milan, who embark on a diving trip for the remains of a World War II plane. And they come across, like, a ghost ship. And while they're in the ghost ship, they're very much, like, you know, seeing things and hearing things and turning on each other. Yeah. Oh, good, Gal, you put the plot. Thank good. The plot of the story is 5 people are getting robbed, and they all end up on a ship that had gold, which was war hallucinogenics. Yeah. So it would kind of be like that, except more horrific. And less like, oh, you know, like, hallucinogenics are the cause. No, bitch. Magic exists in this universe. Magic is the cause. Like, there is actively something trying to come through. Wait. Oh my god, wait. Angie never was. Light hypnosis? Wait. Angie never was, like, an original human person from Candela, sending them out, meeting them at the lighthouse, etc. She's a phenomena, or a projection from a phenomena that is trying to escape, to break open the lighthouse in order to be released into their world. And so for years, she has been cultivating this, like, I am your eyes and ears and connection on land from Candela, but she's been feeding them things that are having them make mistakes or making progress without them knowing towards breaking down. Like, she's breaking down their relationship. She's feeding into their insecurities. She's having them do tasks that will progress the lighthouse from breaking, not from defending it. Guys, uh-oh, I might be on board with this deep sea ocean thing. Hold on. Mutiny on Larangu 2682 is the incident I mentioned earlier. Got you. Hold on, let me write this down, because I think I'm officially on board with deep sea. I think I'm gonna let you guys have it, because I actually kind of like this plot. So Angie is actually a phenomena trying to break into their world by breaking the lighthouse barrier, and she's been feeding them like false info and tasks and like driving their insecurities and distrust of each other and I want it to be years. Here's the thing, I do not want this to be recent. I want them to have been down here festering and for Angie to be working on this plan for maybe like a decade. Like, I want this to be long, for years in the making, in order, but she poses as the voice from topside or land through Candela. I love that. So basically, the person in the multiplayer horror game trying to start nonsense drama, literally is what Angie's doing, is she's trying to get them to break this lighthouse in order for her to come into their side, because the argument can be, okay, well, why can't she get through other places where the flare or the barrier between the phenomenon world and the regular world is weak. She either is like too powerful, or she's literally too large, or something where she can't get through these other things that show she's targeting. Or maybe she's just a sea being, right? And she wants to like control more of this aspect of the ocean, and so that's why she's targeting here. Oh, question. Okay, question for the chat. Was she sealed? Was she sealed behind this, like, lighthouse inside the phenomena world by, whether it's Candela, whether it's other circles, whether it's completely different people? Was she sealed here because she had already been out wreaking havoc? Or has she always been back there and is using the manipulation of these people to try and get through? This can also tie with the fear of failing. Oh, good idea. I'll put that up here. Let's see. Fear of failing idea. Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, because they, like, regardless of what the players do, their mission fails. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay. Let's see. Fear of failing, regardless of what the players do, their mission fails. To avoid suspicion, she sends the players after her. Ooh! Maybe sends the players after her to avoid suspicion. Always been back? Okay. Sketching more creatures for the deep sea? Oh, I can't believe you guys have done this to me, but I think I might be committed. I think I might be committed to making this a deep sea horror campaign. Oh no. I'm gonna have to do so much. Y'all better start doing research. You better be prepared to tell me what exactly is scary about the ocean, about creatures, about all this stuff. Because I do want you to create things. I want to use your creatures. I want to use your NPCs. I want to use your plots. I want to use your things. But I'm really going to need help on, like, hey, Rachel, the reason why submarines are scary is not because you're down deep in the ocean. It's because you're trapped there. Or, hey, Rachel, when you're doing a scary scene, make sure there's no light because the darkness is what's scary, right? Things like that. Seven and I are going to pull up many theses. Good. Because I'm going to need a lot. Right? Like, what makes it scary? Is it the unknown? Is it impending doom? Like, well, what? Because I don't know. I do not know. So that's what we're going to have to figure out. So I like this. And she's always been back there. Okay, so always been back there. Not sealed. Okay, I like that. All of the above? Okay. Impending doom. Fear of the unknown. Okay. Alright, I'm down for that. I will have to check on, the only thing I'll say is I will have to check on the consent checklist, what people are comfortable with and what they're not. As far as I know, everyone is okay with the aspects of, like, drowning, so that should be fine. I'll have to check on pressure, because some people might, my descriptions of pressure would be like The Boys style, where it's literally like something is smushing you and, like, pushing all your organs out, and, like, your eyeballs are getting cool, like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be my description. Or the opposite, where it's all outward, you know? The fear of not being in control. Okay. Fear of not being in control. An ocean is unforgiving. Okay. Ooh, she's pressuring the players to work quickly. Fear of not being alone. Oh, good point. Fear of not being alone. Like being, cause they're, oh, that's so interesting because they've been isolated for so many years that the concept of like, you're never really alone down here. Oh, I could see that being scary. Pressuring the players to work quickly. Okay, so here's the thing. If Angie is pressuring players to work quickly, her reasoning is that she thinks like the players are starting to become, if not a little wise to the fact that something is up and wrong, they're starting to get to the point that they're like, she could believe that they're actively going to go against her and not inform her of things and like try to get to the surface, right? And she's like, I'm not there. This isn't actually Candela. I need you to break open the lighthouse. So that could be her reasoning for why she's pressuring. What reason would she be giving to the players as to why she's like, you need to do this. You got to get this done. You need to go here. You need to do this. Because remember, they've been down there for years. So there has to be a reason that all of a sudden she is giving, the lie that she is telling as to why all of a sudden there's a lot of pressure, for them to do things like quickly and well and that kind of thing. So I wonder what lie she would be telling them. I'd be curious about that. There's emergency on the surface. Okay. Lie she could be telling the players is that there is an emergency on the surface. I could see that. Fear of being trapped and suffocating in a space. Fair. Fear of being trapped. So, that's true. Angie is also trapped. Yeah. Angie is trapped down there too. So the only thing I'll say with suffocating in a space, we do have one player who is not necessarily super comfortable with the idea of like suffocation. So we're gonna have to be very specific about like drowning versus like asphyxiation or losing oxygen. So it can be involved, but it cannot be like main plot, if that makes sense. Drowning is fine. Drowning has been cleared. Oh, hardcore cabin fever? Yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Quickly, she is also trapped. Cabin fever. Yeah, like, I will definitely put them in, closed spaces. Enclosed, tiny little, water sinkholes that they have to get through. That is happening. I want iceberg shit. That shit's happening. I'm also thinking, because the vast chasm is what this giant crack in the ocean is called, because it is technically a crack in the ocean, it kind of functions like the way Moses parts the Red Sea, just with a floor that no one's ever been able to reach. So, you know how if you're, behind a waterfall, you stick out your arm, right? The water stops here. Part of you is not in it. Part of you is in it. That's how the vast chasm works. There's a literal, huge, mild section where there's nothing. It is just, open air, like you would fall down off a cliff. They're essentially two-sided water cliffs. And theoretically, there's a floor somewhere down there, but it's so deep that no one's ever been able to get to the ocean floor. So it's two waterfall cliffs, and under one of these waterfall cliffs, inside the water, is a lighthouse. But I like the idea of, like, you could swim out of the waterfall and start plummeting like you just fell off a cliff. Like, that's weird and I love it. Oh, boiling alive. Underwater volcanoes can and will do that. Gal, that's actually an excellent way to throw in some horror that doesn't deal with suffocation. Thank you for that. Actually, I like that a lot. That's really helpful. Boiling alive, underwater volcano. Yeah. That's a really good idea, actually. That's a very good idea. Plummeting, falling off, waterfall, cliff. Those are all good options for, like, where the danger can come from. You know what's gonna be interesting, too? Alright, here's a question for y'all. So the lighthouse is upside down. Like, canonically in the book, the lighthouse is upside down. In this vast chasm. Is the gravity upside down? Like, do they swim in and technically their feet are, like, at the top of the, not, like, the actual ocean, but they're at the top. And so it doesn't necessarily affect, like, any of our things, but for all intents and purposes, they are also upside down with the lighthouse when they enter? Like, does the lighthouse have its own field? But when they enter, I understand there's no gravity in the water. But what I'm saying is, like, when they swim into the lighthouse, do they see a floor above them and they're standing on the ceiling? Or they swim in and somehow they are standing on the floor upside down with the lighthouse? Because there's no... The lighthouse, what I'll say is, the lighthouse is going to be empty inside. Somehow, some way, shape, and form, magically made, there is no water inside this lighthouse. It is like a functioning building as if it was in the air. So they swim into as if, like, the water hits a wall and then they're in the air. Like, on the ceiling? Okay. So we think just the lighthouse is upside down, maybe? Just lighthouse upside down, question mark? No water inside lighthouse. It's almost got like a force field on it. Like force field on it, almost. Yeah. Because I want them to be able to have a space that is not solely them, like, swimming. And so, like, inside the lighthouse is kind of like the lighthouse is the space station. But they don't have to put on, like, suits to swim into the water out of it, you know? Somehow the water just doesn't come in, which I kind of love. What's interesting, too, is, like, technically, lighthouses are not supposed to house circles. Like, circles don't work out of lighthouses. They work out of chapter houses. Lighthouses are just supposed to be big old locks on a door. So it's going to be interesting to be like, no, this circle lives and works and functions at the locked door. Like, they don't have anything else but this door. I love that. That's really cool. Oh no! I guess we're doing deep sea ocean because... Oh my god, you guys. Oh no. Alright. That just means... I'll tell you what that just means. That just means we're doing my favorite for the one on stage. Whenever in 2025 we get access to a theater and we get to put on a one-shot, I am doing a medical horror. I will have that whole set looking like it's fucking the Outlast Asylum. And there will be all sorts of horrific shit in that theater. and I'm gonna have them trapped in this, like, asylum-style medical horror. Because that's my dream. Oh, the use of sirens. Ooh, good idea. I like that. I like that. Sirens. Yeah, like some sort of creature that sort of calls to them and tries to, like, get them to believe in them or follow their past. Sirens is a good idea. Sirens is a very good idea. Yeah, the water creature, not the noisemakers. I got you. Hear me out. I just sketched an underwater dragon-type creature with an upside-down head. Put it in the Discord, 7. Share with the Clash, 7. We want to see it. Thank you very much. Also, I love the sketches of Marlo that you sent me, by the way. That's very, very cool. But I want to see your cool creature. I am invested. This is interesting. Let's see. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, it kind of is like a big sea serpent. Like Loch Ness Monster style, but the head is just upside down. Huh. 7, that's not a bad idea. Kind of like Loch Ness Monster style sea serpent creature. I like that. I like that energy. See, this is so interesting to me because I'm like, I'm gonna have to do a lot of research on what is scary about the ocean. And what kind of phenomena can be down here. Because I don't think, I can look it up, but I don't think they do have a decent amount of shit, like, ironically, with the water or seaside towns. But I'm gonna look in this book here. I'm gonna pull up the lore book, and I'm gonna see if they have anything specifically, like, dealing with the water or the vast chasm or the ocean. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So, I'm gonna control F. First, I'm gonna look for vast chasm. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, it does say that the lighthouse is at the bottom of the vast chasm. Interesting. That means this group could be on the bottom of the ocean floor. That is so interesting. Ooh. Ooh. That's interesting. Damn it, I want to sketch that? Bro, you sketch whatever you want, but I like the idea that they're at the bottom of the ocean floor. Let's see. Yeah, there's a couple, so there are seaside towns, too. Makes me think of the Atlantis Disney movie. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna add that to ours for sure. Lighthouse is on the bottom of the vast chasm sea floor. I like that. So there are a couple of seaside towns, too, that they could have originally been from, or maybe their family was from, or something like that. Because there's Hallow Harbor, which is, like, very much into sea stuff. They have docks. They have a shipyard for the Navy. Okay. Have you ever seen the thing where scientists created a machine that pushes out all the water so that they could literally walk on the ocean floor and pick up rocks and shit? No. Alright, I'm putting it into my things to look Things for research. Device that pushes away water so you can walk on the ocean floor. That's fucking crazy. Alright, that's in my research section. That shit's wild. Did not know that was a thing. Okay, I just thought you couldn't reach the ocean floor. Ooh, this could be useful. This could be useful. Here we go. Ocean's End. In the Glass Sea, which is where the vast chasm is, just outside of Hollow Harbor, lie the sunken remains of a wall that defined the port of Oldfair. This wall fell during the creation of the vast chasm, but parts of it remain beneath the surface. This is the most regularly explored part of the ancient city. It is not uncommon to find a ship, paid for by one of the colleges, hosting bell dives for students and historians. So the Iron Sea Gate is the gate that controlled the flow of ships into and out of Oldfair. Ancient architects sank massive iron stakes into the cement, leaving the sharpened ends just beneath the wave's surface. Captains needed special instructions to know where to pass safely between the deadly barbs. Ooh, okay, so I like this. I'm going to put Ocean's End as our list of things here. Let's see. Ocean's End in book, because this is cool. The Solarium, a massive domed structure that was once operated as a military outpost. When the Empress wanted to meet with foreign dignitaries without inviting them into the city, she would host summits in the Solarium. Though the sanctuary sank beneath the sea during Oldfair, its low entrances and high ceiling created a pocket of air protecting the space inside. Those who dive deep enough can swim in to discover war rooms, training facilities, barracks, and a score of undamaged ballistae. Ooh, the Solarium could be their lighthouse. Let's see. Ocean's End with the Seagate, Solarium, maybe as a lighthouse, or the place that they live, at least, their sort of chapter house next to the lighthouse. Let's see. Oldport. During the time of Oldfair, the coast of Hale extended further into the sea, and the city's bounds extended to the edge of the coast. When the city flooded, its harbor sank, and became what is now a wild wreckage of docks and ships. Preserved in the brine, the bodies and masts of these ancient ships that still pose danger to those who sail into Newfair, and it's not uncommon for new wrecks to sink into the depths of Oldport. Okay, so we even have a section where there are like shipwrecks. So Oldport has shipwrecks. Okay, so we've got that too. Maybe there are like sirens or spirits. So spirits of the drowned crew in shipwrecks, or maybe those lost at sea. Maybe those lost at sea. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's see. Oh, the Glass Sea has a page too. Okay, let's see what the Glass Sea says. The sea off the northern coast of Hale. This vast body of water is known for its cold and stormy waters. Okay, so let me write that down. Boo-doo-boo. Glass Sea equals cold and stormy waters. Okay. As well as ice flows that block off the wider ocean and complicate navigation in the winter months. Yay, my icebergs! And ice flows in winter months. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Here we go, the Vast Chasm Lighthouse. At the bottom of the vast chasm, where the ocean floor is covered in shipwrecks from all centuries, a tall lighthouse stands, still illuminated. Oh, I must have got it backwards because it doesn't look like this one is upside down. It looks like this one is not upside down. I must have read it backwards. Okay. Well, we can have it upside down if we want. Those who are desperate to cling to mundane logic will attribute its illumination to the light of the moon reflecting off the waterfalls surrounding it. But Candela Obscura keeps this tower perpetually staffed. Like all lighthouses in the region, there's a considerable amount of lore linking this to supernatural happenings, and sailors regularly return from the glass sea with haunted tales. I already drew it upside down, so here, let me show you the picture. We can do it however we want. We don't have to do it how the book does it. I'll show you the picture, though. Let's see. So, this is the picture. This is the drawing in the book. Their lighthouse for the Vast Chasm is not even in the water. It is part of the Vast Chasm that's open. And so it's the open sea floor that it stands on, and so it's not attached to the water. I am going to collectively say, I want our Vast Chasm Lighthouse to be in the water and upside down. So we're going to disregard what the book has for that. And that's okay, right? Because that's the whole point of creating your own campaigns, is home brewing and having fun. So 7, you're okay. Our Vast Chasm Lighthouse is upside down and inside the water. Because we want it that way, so it's going to be that way. So that's okay. That's all right. Like fully submerged or semi-submerged, but still at the floor. I'm not sure yet. I don't know how it's going to be if it's fully submerged or not. I do want it touching. I like it actually hitting the ocean floor. I do like that. But I'm not sure. I kind of picture it like the one air temple in Avatar, where you look under the cliff and the air temples are all like upside down, hanging under the cliff. I picture it like that, but it is attached to the ground. So they're kind of like giant pyramids that are the point that they connect is the tip on the ground, and then the square goes up. So the square is like the up half. That's kind of how I picture it, but it's a lighthouse. You know what I mean? So whatever version you want to roll with for that, I think is fine. I think it all works, genuinely. And hell, maybe I'll describe it the way you draw it, instead of trying to describe something different from how you drew. Let's see what else they do say down here, though. Oh, that's right, there's another island. So, Serenity, a small island off the coast of the Fairlands. The land is barely big enough to support the people or humble infrastructure of the one small village that exists there. As wealth increases in New Fair and people have started to travel post-war, the people of Serenity are struggling to support the resources consumed by frivolous tourists looking to relax on the grassy coast. I don't think we'll deal with Serenity because I want to keep us as underwater as possible. The Obsidian Caves. Here we go. This is the shit I want. Obsidian Caves. Underwater caves of black obsidian that were once used by alchemists in Old Fair to test experiments. I love that. Black underwater caves used by Old Fair to test experiments. Oh, maybe one of these experiments created Angie. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That might be cool. Within the caves, records are carved in stone that describe these magical practitioners coming to the caverns in secret and leaving their discoveries unguarded, with only the terrifying mythology of the black stone walls to keep people away. Angie is the experiment. I kind of like that idea too. So I'm going to put Angie might be the experiment of the alchemists from Old Fair. They would leave their experiments unguarded due to the scary lore of the obsidian caves keeping people away. The walls keep record. Now, does it keep record of their experiments? And leaving their discoveries unguarded. Okay. The walls keep record of the alchemists coming, experimenting, and leaving. Amazing. I love myself some experiment scenarios. Guys, we might have some good stuff here. This is a cool idea. So, alright, so question for y'all then. If Angie is an experiment from the alchemists of Old Fair, and she gets trapped behind the lighthouse in the world of phenomena during the, like, what is essentially their calamity, right? Did the alchemists trap her back there? If so, why? And what exactly were they trying to do? Hello, friend Shipleys. How are you? How are you? Saw you followed me on Insta and had to check out your channel. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. We are actually in the process of building our next Candela Obscura campaign. We do community-based TTRPGs here. So our community live on stream creates the themes, the characters, the NPCs, the creatures. Oh, I love that. Thank you. I'm glad you do. You're more than welcome to give input. Right now we have decided that our theme for our second show, our first episode is out on YouTube now if you want to give it a watch. But for our second season, we have decided that the theme is going to be deep sea and ocean. So it's going to be all like underwater terror and horrors. And we're working on the main like villain and why was she like created? What were they trying to do is kind of what we're doing right now. I've not played Candela yet, but I really want to. I highly recommend it if you're open to horror and you like more improv rather than strict rules. It's so much fun. The show that we have and the ones that we do are a bit less like, we don't do as much explaining of the actual game. We're a bit closer to like an improv show. So there's some cuts. I always put in like what dice rolls people get, but we don't necessarily explain the rules. But if you want to see something with a cool narrative plot, I highly recommend it. It should actually be on Twitch too. If you want to watch the previous stream, you can. But no pressure. You're always welcome to stay and give us input for our next season. We would love to have it. What if one of your players' ancestors did? Ooh, gal, I will offer that to my players. Let me go up to our villain, our Angie. And I'm going to put this in her notes. If she was an experiment by the Old Fair alchemists, did she get trapped onto the other side, the other plane, by these alchemists, question mark, Was it an ancestor of one of our players? Question mark. Sketch done? Wow, 7, you sketched out the lighthouse for us? Oh my goodness, send it to me. I want to see it. I want to see the lighthouse. Oh my goodness. Send it, send it, send it. I want to see our lighthouse. I can't believe you already sketched our lighthouse in the ocean. That's crazy. You guys are so good with all your art and stuff. You're gonna make me download it and open Paint, aren't you? It's the only way I can show photos on stream is to open Paint. Hold on, hold on. That's so cool, 7. Okay, let me download it. Let me download it. Save image as our lighthouse for season 2. Alright, now let me pull it up on Paint so everybody can see it on stream. This is so cool. Guys, I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait to be running this campaign. I'm so excited. There's so much to do, but we will get it done. Okay, let me see. Let me zoom out. Okay, and then I can switch to show you guys. Okay. So this is our lighthouse, or the place that our players stay and guard from evil magical entities. That 7 drew for us. So it's upside down, it's in the ocean, but touching the ocean floor. This is so cool. I really like this concept. I pictured the light of the lighthouse being the entryway, and there isn't a door, just a big ass hole. I love that, 7. Because again, we're gonna run with the concept that once you enter the lighthouse, it's almost as if there's a magical barrier where the water cannot enter. And so the lighthouse is oxygen. It's normal. It's empty. There's no water. So I like the idea that it's not a door that you have to like open into the water. It's just literally a hole where somehow the water cannot get through. I love this. That is great. So like the light of the lighthouse is the hole, is what I'm gonna put, for players to enter in. I love that. 7, this is so cool. This is genuinely really, really cool. I like that a lot. That's dope. That's really fire. I'm excited. You guys are gonna have so much art, and you guys are gonna have so much art for season 2 that we're gonna have an even longer wait screen. Oh my goodness. The whole break screen is gonna be like 20 bajillion pieces of art. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. That is so... I love that. Okay, the obsidian caves are technically flooded. I'm gonna put that on our little document here, just so we remember that. Caves are flooded, so they'll have to swim through them type of energy. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in the lore book, the core rule book here, about our vast chasm. Okay, no. So I'm gonna try C now. I'm gonna try the word C. And we'll see what we find. I love that. I love that. Gal, what did you send me? Oh, the mother! Your version of the mother in the ascendancy. Wow. Okay, I'll download this too. You guys, I'm gonna show every piece of art on this stream. Send my version of the mother as the religious figure. I got you, I got you, I got you. I got you, don't worry. Yeah, the ascendancy, instead of having like God, their God is called the mother. So let me pull her up because she's gorgeous. I love the way you drew her. She is beautiful. Let's see. Open with paint. And then we can zoom out so we can show her on stream. Alright, here we go. Hiccups are here. This button. Okay, so this is the mother for the ascendancy that gal drew. I love her. She's gorgeous. Give to those in need and cherish them like children. Oh, incredible. We're gonna have to do a religious one too. Maybe I do like me some religious horror. Maybe our stage version, when we get to do a campaign on an actual theater stage, that one will either be medical or it'll be religious horror. Because I'm kind of down with like an abandoned church too. Both of those would be pretty cool. I sent you my reaction to the mother. Uh-oh. Ha ha! She can be my mother. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. She hot as fuck. Shadow boy, yes. We love the shadow boy in the back. I like him, the little devil boy in the back. He's cute. He got a cute little smile on him. That is gorgeous, gal. Genuinely gorgeous. Like, I love y'all's artwork so much. That is definitely going on the wait screen for season 2. 'Tis the father. Oh, I dubbed the devil boy Jeffy. Well, apparently Jeffy is the name of the father now. Apparently Jeffy is the father. They just call him the father because Jeffy's too dumb. You can't use that name and be taken seriously. Jeffy, yes, the father. Oh my lord. Not Jeffy the father. I love that. Father Jeffy. Oh my god, bro. I do like the idea that he's a little imp boy. My beloved. Not gonna lie, that's what I thought you meant when you said there's a picture of the mother on the wall. Oh! That's a fine interpretation. I think that's an okay interpretation. In fact, maybe that is what I meant. Maybe that interpretation is so good that you have changed what I meant. My parish's priest is named Jeff? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Now I want to draw him ridiculously tiny. I mean, I'm not kidding. Oh, gal, that's unfortunate. We won't call him Jeffy, don't worry, but you'll know. And Seven will know. And I'll know. Oh, that's unfortunate. What does Sully's mother look like? I'ma draw the mom? No idea. That's the only unfortunate thing. I mean, I guess it's not unfortunate. It really gives you guys creative liberties. I don't actually have... I redubbed the father Bobby. There we go. He's Bobby. Yeah, you guys have full creative liberty, usually. Ellie Mae was different because we had created Ellie Mae during chat. But when it comes to NPCs and stuff, you have full creative liberty because I can't see anything in my head. So I have absolutely no idea what they look like. That's why you'll notice, maybe you didn't notice, I don't describe anybody but Ellie Mae in that first episode. I give you ideas of their personality. I give you ideas of like, oh, they're a little all over the place, or they look at things that aren't there, or they seem a little nervous. I don't describe physical appearances because I have no idea. And I will not be consistent with it. It's the only thing I can't do is we're like, sometimes in Critical Role, Matt and other like D&D DMs will reveal, like there'll be big plot reveals that a character that the group has met before is returning because he'll start describing the character and it's the description of the character they met before. I can't do that because I don't know what they look like. There's nothing in my brain. I have a character that fits the bill, I think. Okay, let me see what you sent me. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I'm down for that. They're all, I think the only one I described differently from like blonde hair, blue eyes, traditional American Southern family is I think one of the sisters had bright red curls. Think that's it though. I think that's the only one I described. I remember saying Eloise was like Cabbage Patch doll, blonde hair, blue eyes. And I remember saying I think Amelia had bright red curls, and those are the only two I described. So you have free reign to draw anyone else you want in any way you want. Actually, speaking of that, I have a hint or a secret for you guys if you want it. For the next episode and possibly episode 3. If you want me to give you a little hint on something to look for, I have one of them too. Oh my god, Gao. Wait, that's crazy. You really did just send me both of her family members. That's so funny. Yes, I like hints. Okay. Some of the art on the wait screen is done by our players. Our players have already gone through all 3 sessions. There may be some foreshadowing in some of the artwork in the wait screen. There may be some foreshadowing in some of that artwork. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, so if you go back and look, I think I know which one you're talking about. So there's two that already happened in episode 1 that were part of that wait screen. It's the drawing where Sully and Billy are looking at Bodhi. And they say, Bodhi, what's wrong? And then the next image is them with their faces blurred out. That happened in episode 1. The other one is the one where Billy is holding Sully on the ground and Bodhi is out far from them with like a black wisp. That was the ending with Dorothy. So those two have already happened in episode 1. They were a little bit of foreshadowing, but they were also something I showed you on stream. And so I put them in there and I figured it'd be cute. There is one more, and maybe you do remember it, Gal. There's one more from Molly, the same player who drew those, that did not happen in episode 1. There's one in particular. Did not happen, did not meet, do not know. That is foreshadowing for episode 2. So take whatever you will from that drawing, and maybe you can theorize about what exactly it is. Oh, and for the record, she's done more foreshadowing drawings that if I am allowed, if they're done before episode 3 is out, or before episode 2 is out, I'll share them too, because they're a little bit of foreshadowing. They're a little bit of hints, and I love them. I love the hints. I think they're fun. But yeah, the reason why I brought it up is because this piece of artwork might be an NPC or a character. And remember how I said you can draw any characters however you want because I don't describe them physically. Usually I do not describe them physically. There are exceptions like Ellie Mae. I'm about to go back. Listen, you might see that one of my players was also told they can draw characters they meet to resemble whatever they want. So it's going to be interesting because it does mean that even looking at that drawing, you are going to have to figure out who that drawing is of, because I won't describe them. Because I don't describe them. So that's going to be fun. Who is that? I don't know. Rachel's not going to tell you what they look like in the game. About Bobby, I'm going to call the father that name no matter what. You cannot change my mind. I love this. I feel like he'd have a similar voice to Plankton from SpongeBob. 7. You want the demon-like creature who manipulates people to sound like Plankton. You want a major villain horror phenomena to be in the corner going, Karen, I must steal the recipe to the secret of the Krabby Patty formula. No! No, yes. No, exactly. No laughing. Plankton cannot be the evil mastermind. Yes and yes, I agree with 7. Oh my god. Y'all are fucking lucky. Says who? Says me. Says me, the game master. Y'all are lucky I'm doing a deep sea campaign. Whenever that religious campaign happens, 2 against 1, you gave us creative liberty? Fuck, I did. I did give you creative liberty, didn't I? I did give you creative liberty. Fine. In the future, when we are on our 10th campaign, I will make the evil demon voice Plankton. That was your first mistake? Accurate. You gave the bye bitches the hand of God? Accurate. Fine. He can be the voice of Plankton. Now we're using that creative liberty? I hate you all so much. I hate it. I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm sorry. No worries, MM. You're okay. We are working on the season 2 for the Candela Obscura show. It is officially a deep sea ocean horror theme. And right now, the chat on Twitch is asking me to use the voice of Plankton from SpongeBob as a villain. And I am not happy about it. I will do whatever you want, but I'm not happy about it. We have it in 4K. Yeah, that I said I would do it. If 7 and I ever meet up IRL, the world is gonna end. Expect me to quote Plankton anytime the father is mentioned during the actual campaign of when he appears. I swear to our version of Jesus and the devil himself, if I go to do a religious campaign and y'all remember that I promised to make him the voice of Plankton from SpongeBob, I will be pissy about it. I can literally picture me on stage and you two oh god. I literally picture me on stage and you two in the front row and I'm giving my spiel about like how this is gonna go, what is our themes, what is tonight gonna be like, and you two motherfuckers yell out at the top of your lungs, "Don't forget about Plankton!" And I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. I'm gonna go backstage and hate my life. Where'd you get that piano? Seven and I are gonna have these big ass posters. I'm gonna be dressed in all green. We're gonna wear plankton shirts. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Cheers from Brazil. Hello, SGT Bolus. Welcome, welcome. Hello to you from Brazil. We are talking about our next TTRPG Candela Obscura campaign. The chat at the moment is asking me to use the voice of Plankton from SpongeBob as our villain. And I'm not happy about it. Next cosplay, oh my god. We're going to bring a mini Karen. I swear to God, if y'all show up to our stage production of Candela Obscura as Plankton with a Karen, I might regret all my life decisions right then and there. I might have to end my career right then and there. You better hope beyond belief. If you're gonna do no shit, I'm like 4'11", I love this. If you two pull some shit like that, where just like Gal says, one of you is Plankton and one of you is Karen. If you pull that stunt, you better be 9,000,000% on your A game and have that theater sold out. Y'all better make sure every single seat in that theater is accounted for. Because if I do not break even on a production where your 5'7" ass is Karen and your 4'11" ass is Plankton in the front row of my goddamn horror campaign, I'm gonna beat your asses. Yeah, you gonna get banned. You better make sure those seats are sold. They're gonna be $25 a seat. You better make sure that shit's sold. Because we better not have any room, or I'm gonna be pissy. You better make sure people are buying VIP packages, where they're getting bags with artwork and posters and pins for like $100 to go to this show. Oh my god. We'll put Plankton plushies in the empty seats. Every single seat will be filled with premeditated Planktons and Karens. We're gonna pull a surprise SpongeBob musical. Surprise is on you. I love the Broadway SpongeBob musical. Not ashamed to say it. What theater, when, and where? I'm just getting here. Swag bags? Hi, TK. It's okay. We don't actually have a theater picked out. We're just ranting about the idea for in 2025 because I'm determined to do a one-shot on stage. And Seven and Gal have told me, they have threatened me, they have forced me, unwillingly, to make the villain, whatever the villain will be of the stage show, the voice of Plankton from SpongeBob. I gave them creative liberty, and they have chosen to wield it to where my horror villain for our stage show in 2025 is the voice of Plankton. And I am upset. Yeah, we will have swag bags. You bet your ass when we do a stage show, we're gonna have swag bags. Yeah, TK, you gotta cosplay with them, I guess. But no, not the chum bucket. You should just be SpongeBob. TK can be SpongeBob. It's a good voice. No, TK. TK, you're supposed to be my voice of reason. No, TK. Oh, no. Oh, no. have to do an entire horror themed around SpongeBob, aren't I? What have I done? What have I done? Yes, yes, you are. It's memorable. How's that? Oh, God. Can you imagine? Y'all, no, wait, picture this. Deep sea campaign. I will not. I already agreed that our next season of Candela Obscura is going to be a deep sea campaign. That is official. I refuse to put SpongeBob references into this season 2. I won't do it. You want me to put them in our stage show? You hold me to that. Fine. You can remind me in 2025 and I will stick to it. I will not put it in our season 2. I refuse. I don't care that it is under the sea themed. I'll be Squidward perfect? Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Not even a sponge on Angie's desk? Oh, Bolus, no worries. You don't have to watch, my brother. You are welcome to go elsewhere. Thanks for the compliment, though. Not even a sponge on Angie's desk? No, not even a sponge on Angie's desk. Angie gets no sponges because Angie doesn't have a desk. See, I played you there. Angie doesn't have a desk. Angie doesn't have a desk, bro. Angie's a phenomena. Angie is evil. What, you think she got a desk in her lair? In a lighthouse? You think she got a random sponge and a desk? She don't need no desk. She evil. She evil, okay? She don't need no desk. No sponge. I refuse. I refuse to put any SpongeBob references into our second campaign. I refuse. I'm a bribe your players. One of them gets a sponge. They can eat sponge cake. You know what's funny? I fully believe that you could gain access to my players in order to bribe them to put SpongeBob references into their background, and I wouldn't notice. Because I am oblivious. I'm okay with that. SpongeBob is not scary. Thank you. Thank you. No SpongeBob. I told you I was going to up the horror for campaign 2. I'm going to talk about people getting fucking smushed. No SpongeBob. Just put a random bucket in the corner of the interior of the lighthouse. Nothing else. Just a single bucket. Oh my God. Just an ordinary bucket. Oh my God. You know what's funny? I get banned for the foreseeable future, but I'll still cosplay. I love this. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Committing to the bit like it's nobody's problem. I love this so much. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. This is wild. You know what? You know what's funny? So, Gal, I could see you getting Molly. Because I do want Molly back if she'll come back for the next season. I could see you getting Molly to put in SpongeBob references inside her backstory, and I am none the wiser. I genuinely believe you could do that. Fuck yeah, I want Molly back. I really want Molly back. She is an incredible... everybody has their own skill. I will say that. But Molly's skill, I'm gonna be best friends with Molly. Oh my God. So Molly's skill as a performer, what she brings to the campaign, she is an incredible emotional performer. She hits the very emotional, sad, scary scenes, like role play. Well, that is her bread and butter. If y'all finished the first episode, if you got through at the second half, that's all she does. All of the second half is just emotion after emotion after emotion, close-ups, intense roleplay. She's incredibly good with emotional, dramatic roleplay, and so I want her back very badly for that reason. I want the players back all for their own reasons. But that is Molly's. I think I'll go with Lady Dimitrescu. Hell yeah, TK. Lady Dimitrescu is fire. Be Lady Dimitrescu. Listen, whenever we do get to do a stage show in 2025, I do want y'all to dress up. Now, I will have, whatever theme it is what you should dress up for versus cosplay. But I do think it would be cool if we do a religious theme that everybody is in like really cool ball gowns or something, like religious style things. Kind of like the Met Gala, where whatever theme our campaign is for that night, our one shot, you guys can theme around it. I think that'd be really cool. She's going to be crying and randomly pulls out a suspicious yellow, brown, white colored napkin. She would do that shit. She absolutely would do that shit. Oh my god, bro. That's so funny. We'll be scary nuns. I love that idea, TK. That's cool. We have hope. Oh my god. Wait, that's so cool. So, because our one-shot? Excuse me? Okay. Our one-shot might be religious themed. I do think that's a good idea for a one-shot. It might be our medical theme. So if it's our medical themes, y'all could be fucking like doctors and shit. That would be cool. You could be nurses instead of nuns. Yeah, you could be nuns if it's a religious theme. You could be like nurses or doctors if it's a medical theme. Or like Dr. Frankenstein style. That could work. What was the other one we were looking at for themes before we decided on season 2? Oh! Pulling up in a straitjacket? I'd be a shock patient. One-shot religion, survive a church service. Accurate. I'd love to be in a campaign based off a Rocky Horror Picture Show. That would be fire. You know what would be really cool for the one-shot, though? And would allow everybody who attends to be in really cool costumes? The circus one. The, like, American Horror Story style clowns, performers, like circus style one-shot. You guys would have so many options. Oh, that would be a cool one-shot. I think that would be a really cool one-shot idea. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I like that. All right, y'all. It is midnight, and I am hungry. I want to go eat some chicken nuggets. Can join twins. Yes, TK. I love that. Anything like just create like dolls and clowns and weird like Mooter Museum stuff. Yeah, that's the energy. Let me see who we're raiding tonight. Anybody have a suggestion on who they want me to raid? Because I'm hungry. I want to go eat some chicken nuggies. Y'all have worked me up from SpongeBob. I gotta go eat some chicken nuggies. Oh my lord. Let's see. Oh! Talking XP is still playing Candela Obscura. Guys, Talking XP is a group about the mother. I feel like she'd have the voice of Gothel from Tangled. That I would allow, 7. I would allow the voice of Gothel. Guys, I'm going to raid you over to Talking XP because they are still live right now playing Candela Obscura. They also do Kickstarters for original Candela Obscura, like, assignments. They're really, really cool. They're amazing. They've done interviews with Spencer Stark and Rowan Hall, the creators of the game. So that's where I'm going to raid you to. We can tell them I say hi because I think they're awesome. Talking XP. And yeah, the mother's very Gothwax. I'm going to send you over right now. Let's see. Okay. So thank you guys for tonight. I appreciate all of you and your SpongeBob loving asses. And I'll see you on Wednesday, okay? All right, y'all. Good night.